what that dying day. Well, my name is Black Cross, and I want to say thank you so much for coming along with me on this very precious journey of Pan-Africanism and consciousness. This is the Black Porter, aka Kuku Shonamo, where we speak truth to power. From the loose reel, we always keep it real. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we would only just criticize to build and not to destroy. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power. And the very first story I'm looking at today is taken from Ghana Web. And it says, beautiful first photos from the newly refurbished Kwame Nkrumah Museum. And I read, in May 2022, Ghana's first memorial park dedicated to the first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, was closed down for renovation works. Now, the park, which is situated at the former British colonial polo grounds in Accra, was dedicated in honor of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah in 1992. Here, the bodies of both the late former president and his wife, Fatia Nkrumah, have been kept at the place, and the place has served as a tourist site for many years. After a year and a month, the project has been completed and is being commissioned today. And by today, Tuesday, the 4th day of July 2023, by the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Some first photos that have emerged show the newly refurbished edifice with a presidential library and an open arena with photos of the Big Six: Kwame Nkrumah, the first Prime Minister, and the first President of Ghana, Ebenezer Akwaje, founding member of the UGCC, Edward Akufo-Addo, founding member of the UGCC, Joseph Boachi Dankwa, that's JB Dankwa, Emmanuel Obechebe Lamte, and the founding member of the UGCC, and of course, William Oforiatta. Other very interesting artifacts include photos of Kwame Nkrumah presidential vehicles he used, the coffin used for his burial, and the bed on which he used to sleep, amongst other interesting things. My brother, my sister, it's time now to talk. My brother, my sister, this is a very dirty government. Very, very dirty government, you know. Nana Akufo-Addo is nothing but a traitor on an agenda. So you have gone to build and refurbish the Nkrumah Center. We should clap for you. We should clap. You see, people who are not sharp enough will think that this man has done something. The place has been closed down for how long? 1 year and some months. When the place was closed down, goats and sheep made the place their habitat. Children in the area used the place as a playground. Irresponsible adults used the place as a quickie ground. Those of you who had time to go to the Nkrumah Mausoleum at the time that Nana Akufo-Addo decided to close it down would attest to all these things I'm talking about. Goats and sheep wallowed about very, very freely in the area. It became a very, very fertile ground for quickies amongst very irresponsible adults in the area. I went to the place, and it was so easy to go in there. Through the back, they didn't care who went in there and who did not go in there. Meanwhile, this is a place that houses the bodies of two very important people in our lives as a country. This is a place that houses the bodies of the first gentleman ever in the history of this nation, the first lady ever of this nation, and yet it was so accessible to quickie holiday makers, to goats and sheep, and also to just any other person. Anybody in the area who wanted a quickie found the place a very fertile ground. They hopped in there night and day to do their own things. Some of them even had the opportunity to sleep on Kwame Nkrumah's grave, where they had their nauseous quickies. They desecrated the graves of these two important people. I have not finished yet. Can we investigate Nana Akufo-Addo? How sure are we that they have not even exhumed these bodies and taken the bodies away? Today we are talking about the coffin Kwame Nkrumah was buried in. How did they get the coffin out? From which of the graves? Is it the one in Guinea-Conakry? Is it the one in his hometown at Nkrumah? Or the one right here in Accra? Which of the graves did they take the coffin out? Who was there to supervise that? May I ask, are the bodies of Kwame Nkrumah and Fatia still there? Or Nana Akufo-Addo and his ilk have decided to take out these bodies for whatever they want to do with them? I don't trust this man. He has proven beyond every doubt that he and his family hate Nkrumah so very bad that wherever Nkrumah is, they would make sure that they erase his legacy. Gihok is dwindling into the calcon of absolute despondency. Today, when we look around, the jute factory in Kumasi is nothing good to write home about. Today, when we look around, Tema Oil Refinery has become a figment of our own imagination. And these were edifices put together by Kwame Nkrumah. Where is Ghana Airways today? Do you know the history of Ghana Airways? Do you know how Kwame Nkrumah was able to institute that? Today, all these things have been wiped off by no other persons but these dirty people in government who are not ready to make common sense a delicacy. It hurts me, my brother. Nana Akufo-Addo has gone to build Nkrumah Museum. So what? He has found a way of putting his father's photograph in there. They are forcing the so-called big six on us, but we know that there was only a big one and 5 cowards. My brother, my sister, those of us who know history, when we speak, we don't look back. When the debate came out that there was only a big one and never a big 6, they didn't like it. Nana Akufo-Addo forced his father on us by putting that dwarfish Lilliputian statue right there at the American embassy. Is it Togo embassy or is it Ukraine embassy? Over there, where prostitutes have made that statue, a runabout like the Kaaba right there in Mecca. Why are you forcing your father on us? What has he done for us except to be so corrupt and so bad as a leader that a coup d'etat had to take him out? Why are you trying to change the course of history? Nkrumah Museum. Can we investigate? Are the bodies still there? Or these dirty people in government have decided to exhume these bodies for their dirty rituals and whatever? We can't trust them. And when you look at the photographs, the photo of his father is there. What is the achievement of Nana Akufo-Addo's father to the development of this country except to be so corrupt? My brother, my sister, listen, man, it is a very terrible thing. And those people who are applauding, I think that you do not know what you are applauding. It is so shameful. Fatia, a very young woman, left Egypt to come and marry a man who she never knew. The closest she ever got to Nkrumah at the time was a photograph, a black and white photograph she saw. She married this man. She didn't speak any word of English except to say good morning, not even good afternoon and good evening. But she went and studied English and was able to pick up some very, very important English words so that she'll be able to relate with this wonderful president. And in her will, she didn't say, I am leaving land for my children forever. She didn't say, and I leave this and I leave that. She wrote, unambiguously, when I die, please respect this last wish. Bury me next to my husband. Take me out of my land of Egypt, the land of the Pharaohs and the land of the Nile. Take me all the way to Ghana. Bury me next to this man who Ghanaians considered a villain at a time. And her wishes were granted thanks to the wonderful J.A. Kufuor. Today, Nana Akufo-Addo goes there to plant the photograph of his father. And that he has built what? And what? And what? This guy is a traitor. If we are not careful, this traitor is going to try to divert the course of history. I wish I had more time to speak, but Eric Mawena Egbeta is in the house. Mawena, how are you doing? Everything good? Pick up the microphone. We have 1 minute to do some, small talk before you start.
Yeah.
Have you been to this mausoleum?